Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. Today I decided to do a reading on, by the way, that's my dog Mac, and he is a Shih Tzu Poodle. Say hi, Mac. He looks pretty happy. He likes to hang out while I do the readings. Also, I want to send you love and blessings, love and blessings, love and blessings to everyone. And I want to thank you for clicking on my channel and for supporting my channel. I really, really appreciate it. This is a brand new endeavor, and it's getting off the ground slowly. So thank you for joining me. But anyway, this particular reading is about how like I was asking, what does it mean to be the divine feminine? So I was asking, how can we stop the suffering by being the divine feminine or the divine masculine? What does that mean? How do we stop the suffering by being the divine feminine? And so I pulled a bunch of decks that I was guided to use, including my divine feminine deck. So hopefully this will be uplifting for everyone, and hopefully it will help anyone who may feel suffering in this journey at this time. And also these readings also help me, so I get excited when I pull these type of readings to see what the divine has to say, and I let the divine talk through me as we read each card. So let's get started. Let's see what the divine says, that how to be the divine feminine. And well, if we're suffering, how does us being the divine feminine or the divine masculine help us? And how does it relieve the suffering? So let's see. Let's see what the cards say. So let me go ahead and face the table. And again, I know I said this on another video, but here's my mom watching over me. It says mother's love. All right, so I pulled the Divine Feminine card, and this says, Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light, I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Sorry, it wasn't in the screen before. So this talks about this particular Divine Feminine started off as a slave, and the reason why she was exalted, this was in Ireland, was because she figured out quickly that all she needed was her soul, and she didn't need anything else. She didn't need anything else to be happy. As a matter of fact, even though she had very little, she gave away all her belongings to people in need. And so I guess what this is saying is that we need to believe that the soul is all we need to be happy. And being the divine feminine, we have that knowledge that as the divine, we are, I mean, I know I've said this in other videos, but we are enough, just us and our souls. And I'm not saying that we need to like give away everything, but we are definitely, well, look at the card. She's actually holding a light. So she's a light bringer. So it's like she's shining her light no matter where she goes. Her heart's open. She's all about giving. She's not about, oh, poor me, I'm a slave. It's all about, she's shining her light. She's all about love. She's all about, being one with the divine, being one with her soul, and, helping everyone else. I found her interesting. So what I did was I just kind of marked it because I wanted to read something from the booklet that I thought was interesting. It says, her message to us is to reconnect to that inner fire, that eternal flame that feeds us more than anything external to us ever could, such as read poetry or whatever feels like sacred scripture to your soul. Let your soul voice surface through some uncensored automatic writing, or let your soul guide your body through movement. Your answers right now are in releasing any attachments to personal possessions, clearing space, uncluttering your home, giving away what you don't need or someone needs more than you do. so that you have the sacred space to remember just how much you have when your soul is loud and ever present within you. And so she asked you to ask yourself, what can I clear out of my space that no longer resonates with me? So that is part of it. So part of it is clearing out your space or your sacred space. Part of it is figuring out like what your soul, eternal flame, that passion inside of you, like how does your soul speak to you? And also, oh, I'm sorry, Mac. Mind your way. And then also the way I'm being channeled is that she's holding up her light for others to follow, and she's all about helping others, and she's not really thinking too much about her own stuff and her own belongings or relationships. So anyway, I really like that card. All right, what is another how? So I guess the question was, how can we stop our suffering by being the divine feminine or the divine masculine? And another card we pulled is emotional sensitivity. It says honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. Yep. So, honoring your emotional sensitivity. So this means that probably many of you are very intuitive. You can feel others' feelings. You're definitely probably feeling your divine counterpart's feelings. And this probably helps you become some sort of healer. Um, when you're emotionally sensitive to others, you make a great listener, somebody who could be, like you're probably emotionally intelligent, so you could probably be some kind of therapist or healer, or just what she does, just kind of you're you're helping others, you're there for others. And I don't know, it's just a gift. It's a gift that you have. All right, as a divine feminine. So I'm thinking some of you have this emotional sensitivity where you might be like maybe a medical intuitive or some kind of healer. Maybe you work with energy work. You're some kind of maybe alchemist. And anyway, this is another way as a divine feminine to stop the suffering from the twin flame journey. All right, what else does it mean to be the divine feminine? So we got bear. It says nurture creativity and return to the sweetness of life. Yep. So for I would say most of us, creativity is, a like what are we passionate about? And being creative, it gets us closer to the divine. Our creativity is like, it's not like a distraction. You know how like if we watch TV, that could be a distraction. Being creative, that is a way to nurture ourselves. And if we're like, for instance, I'm being creative just by doing this channel, and so it could help others. And so it's saying to nurture your own creativity and return to the sweetness of life. And that is another way of being the divine feminine. Okay, you also got surrender the drama. It says no matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. All right. So yeah, so as the divine feminine, yeah, just remain calm. Don't contribute to the drama. Just be neutral as best you can for some of you. Some of you who might be, maybe it could be family, maybe it could be friends, just staying centered. And the calmer you are, and the more centered you are, the more I mean, I notice for me when I do this, the energies calm down if I'm not contributing to it. So I used to tell my daughter, so let's say you're in a tennis match and somebody, hits the ball to you in your court. Let's say, and that's like something that's dramatic or something that's very not very nice. So I just tell my daughter, I said, you know, you could hit the ball back, or you can put the racket down and walk away. And so she would, you know, many times put the racket down and not lodge a ball back in their court. And the drama would then end at that point. Okay, and so the next card you got is another creativity. Surrender to creativity. Looks like there's a little theme here. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Yep. So just staying open to creative ideas that maybe the divine is channeling into you, and it'll help you pursue a dream, and you know, perhaps solve people's problems with that creativity. All right. And okay, and then this came out reversed, and it's called the burden. And so I believe this is the traditional Nine of Swords, I believe. Anyway, so but I like that it's reversed. So what this is saying is just release the burden, just put it down. Like whatever is burdening you, like whatever is on, like whatever you're carrying. You see how this guy is carrying this lady on his back. Well, they're saying, you know, put it down, put whatever's on your back, whatever's burdening you, let it go. Don't let it burden you, and see how that feels, you know. See, so that's being the divine feminine. So the divine feminine doesn't carry a burden on her shoulders. She lets things go. You know, she lets the drama go. She honors and respects others by being sensitive, you know, being emotionally intelligent, emotionally sensitive. You know, puts her, you know, she puts her passions into her creativity. She surrenders the drama. She shines her light, and she puts down the burdens. All right. And then another way to be the divine feminine says freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Yep. So this means that your path is clear, and you know it's freedom where everything we've talked about, you have the freedom to do. There's nothing in your way. So as a divine feminine, you know this. You know that you have this. Well, you know you have many paths. You know there's many timelines, many paths that you can take, and so you have the freedom to choose, and that there is nothing stopping you, and you can forge ahead in your creativity and your, you know, divine feminine qualities and whatever that means to you. Okay, well, you also got dissolving. And what this means to me is, you know, you're dissolving your ego. So I don't know if you can see this very well, but it looks like this person's like spinning around, like something's dissolving actually. And then here's like a Buddha type person, calm, meditating. It's like this is the divine feminine. Like it's almost like this is the ego down here dissolving, and this is where you're going, you know, one with the divine. It's like this is the third dimension, and then this is the fifth dimension. And yeah, and you're dissolving into the fifth dimension. So that is another way to be the divine feminine. Okay, you also got master your life through the law of compensation. Whatever is in your heart will be returned back to you. Examples, as you know, examples can be feelings and beliefs, right? So whatever you put out there will be brought back to you. So like your feelings and beliefs. So it says our feelings and beliefs is what powers our ability to manifest into existence. If you do something for someone with bitter feelings or resentment, then that is what will be returned. So, or if you're like her and you do, if you're like Bridget here and you do things for people, you know, out of kindness, that will also be returned back to you tenfold. It's called the law of compensation. And that is another way of being the divine feminine. You know, expecting nothing in return. All right. And then the next card you got is live like a goddess or divine feminine. Be one with the divine source by noticing signs, synchronicities, such as numbers, animals, insects, songs. Watch a sunset, notice a bird in a tree or a butterfly passing you by. So when you're the divine feminine, you're very mindful, like you're like in the now. And when you do that, you notice more signs and synchronicities that they're trying to tell you. So the divine is always trying to communicate to you in so many different ways. And I think we all miss some signs that they're trying to give us. Like maybe someone says something to us 3 times, or maybe something is on the TV that's giving us a message, or maybe a song keeps coming on, but we're not taking it as a sign. We don't realize what the divine is trying to convey to us. And then something bad happens, and then we're like, oh, that's what they're trying to tell us. And so to live like the divine feminine is to live in the now and be open and not be so distracted, and to notice all the signs and synchronicities. Okay, and then you also got don't be afraid to give up the good and go for the great. So being the divine feminine, you know not to settle, that you know that there's something better for you, and that you are in a high vibration, and that you do not have to settle for something for good, and you will wait for the great. All right, the next card you got is as a body, everyone is single. As a soul, never. And that is from Herman Hesse. And so what this is saying is in the 3D, we are all single technically. Like in body, we are all single, but as a soul, we are all one. That's what this is saying. So as a divine feminine, it's the knowledge of knowing that, yes, in the third dimension, we all walk alone, but in the 5D, nobody's alone. We are all connected. Okay, and then the next card you got is The Old Me is Dead and Gone. So that song by Justin Timberlake, and I forget the other singer. So the old me is dead and gone. Yep. So as the divine feminine, you know that. Oh, and that has to do with the dissolving of the ego. So yeah. So to be the divine feminine, you know that you're dissolving the ego, and that the old me is dead and gone, and that you're surrendering the drama. You're surrendering to creativity, and you have the freedom now, and nothing is stopping you. All right, and then you got we chase when we have a deficit in our masculine energy, and our masculine energy is about focusing on self. That is the trait of the masculine energy. And so what this is saying is when you feel like you need to chase something in your life that's missing, and that could be your twin flame, that means you have a deficit in your divine masculine side of you. So sometimes I'll show off this chart here, and you can get this off of the wakeupexperience.eu. But sometimes if you have a deficit in your divine masculine side of you, then what will happen is you will end up chasing your divine masculine, and or it's just something in life that you feel like you have to have. And what they're saying is when you focus on yourself and you nurture yourself, you will no longer have that deficit within you, and you will no longer have that that feeling of having to chase. You'll no longer have that void when you focus on yourself. All right, and then the next card you got is Rise like the phoenix. A new life arises after the remains of the old being fall away. Hold on one second. My dog, I don't know what he's trying to get. Hold on. Sorry about that. I was getting my dog another bone. Okay, so how to get over suffering by being the divine feminine. Okay, so we pulled this card. It says, Rise like the phoenix, a new life arises after the remains of the old being fall away. It says, research has shown that 70% of people experience positive growth from difficult times, such as a deeper sense of self and purpose, a greater appreciation for life and loved ones, and an increased capacity for altruism, empathy, and desire to act for the greater good. So when you go through a difficult time, so when we go through a suffering, like a lower vibrational time, some kind of dark night of the soul, what this is saying is that 70% of people who experience those types of dips in life will experience a positive growth from those difficult times. They will catapult. It's almost like they purge. They sorry, my dog. they they purge and they heal and they release, and here they surrender the drama and they surrender to creativity. Anyway, they go through a lot of growth. So it's like rising like the phoenix after your old self. So, and we talked about that, right? We talked about your old self, your ego dissolving, right? Your old me is dead and gone. So that's rising like the phoenix. And so that has to do with um, getting over your suffering by being the divine feminine. All right. And then how else can we get over suffering by being the divine feminine? Well, we got happiness is my birthright. Yep. So being the divine feminine, you have a knowing that happiness is your birthright. And you don't have to wait for outer circumstances to give you happiness. You can get it on your own, and you can get it at any time. You do not have to go outside of yourself to get this happiness. It's yours. And it's almost kind of like what St. Bridget said, and she was all about my soul is all I need, and I'm happy. I don't need outer things to make me happy. And so happiness is your birthright. All right. And let's see, did I miss anything? I think that was everything. Yep. So in summary, basically, release the burden and, nurture yourself and nurture your creativity and use your gift of emotional sensitivity. And I don't know, perhaps you're a healer of some sort. It's one of your gifts. Surrender the drama. My dog is like it's late at night tonight. Surrender to creativity. You have the freedom. And so the path is yours. It's clear. You're dissolving your ego. Don't be afraid to give up the good for great. Look for those signs and synchronicities. The old you is dead and gone. Knowing that your happiness is your birthright. And then again, focus on yourself, because if you don't focus on yourself, which is a masculine energy, then you are giving yourself a deficit on your divine masculine side of you. And that makes you have a void, like I need something type void. And so you have to nourish yourself. You have to nourish your own divine masculine side of you and nourish your own divine feminine side of you so that you don't have that deficit inside of you. And that way you will have no feel or need to chase. And then, of course, in the 3D, you know that as a body, yes, we are single, we are alone, but as a soul, we are never alone. And so that's why St. Bridget talks about saying that the soul is all we need. That's all we need. And once we learn to do that, we are the divine feminine, and the suffering ends. But at the same time, we rise like the phoenix. When we do go through the suffering, we rise like the phoenix, because a new life will arise. And so we're all going through ups and downs, and these are actually really good times for us to burn away our old selves, dissolve our ego, heal, and come out of it even stronger, and come out of it with a deeper sense of purpose and a greater appreciation for life and our relationships. All right, and then I always like to, I don't always, but sometimes I'll pull like a question at the end, and I just, like almost like a life coaching question, and this is just what I pulled. And it's something to ponder on, and it says, I am participating more in dot dot dot. So it's just something I'm participating more in. So whatever, I don't know, and maybe that will also help relieve suffering as the divine feminine. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I just do this to, because I know that there's a lot of suffering on this journey. And if you notice, I'm going to do a bunch of like quick, I've already done like 3. I'm going to do like 4 more, I think, this week. A bunch of quick, uplifting readings to help you on your journey. And it'll be like particular decks that I'll use that I think is uplifting or that I'm channeled to use. And so, I'm hoping that will help you on your journey. And then if you need like a quick uplift, please check those out. So again, I have 3 already up, and I'm going to put 4 more on. And then I'm going to do a couple of more videos. And it's going to be along these same lines about, how to relieve the suffering on this journey, because I believe from what I'm reading around and hearing and seeing on YouTube and on the internet, I think it's Quora. I think it's Quora. I just see a lot of questions of people where I just feel like a lot of people are suffering right now on this twin flame journey. Hopefully you're not. But at the same time, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button to see when all my videos are coming out. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, my information is below. And again, I am thankful and honored that you clicked on my video and supporting my channel. And I will talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.